Josh Jarrett was a key member of the Northwest Christian College men's basketball team from 2006 to 2008 as the Beacons transitioned from the United States Collegiate Athletic Association to the NAIA, earning All-American and All-Cascade Conference honors. After transferring to NCC from William Jessup University, Jarrett averaged 17 points and 7.8 rebounds per game in 2 seasons for the Beacons, while shooting 52% from the field. His 16 double-doubles ranks 3rd all-time, while his 17 points per game average is 7th in school history. In his first season, Jarrett led the Beacons to a 16-12 record and a qualification for the USCAA National Championship Tournament. He was named a USCAA First-Team All-American and also had 1 USCAA National Player of the Week honor during the year. NCC upset top-seeded Rochester College 57-56 in the semifinals of that tournament, advancing to the championship game, where they earned a runner-up finish. Jarrett averaged 13.1 points during the national tournament. Jarrett's senior year coincided with NCC's first year as members of the NAIA. The team went 7-13 in the CCC to qualify for the conference tournament in their first season. Jarrett scored 568 points, the 6th best season in school history, and became the first NCC men's basketball player to be named a First-Team All-Cascade Conference selection. Jarrett was named the Beacons Male Athlete of the Year that season and was also a 2-time team MVP.
All the years I've been doing this, I've never got to induct anybody in the Hall of Fame, so this is pretty exciting for me. Always our MC. So, Josh, thank you very much for that one. So, as the video said, Josh transferred to us actually from San Jose Christian, which was soon to become William Jessup, back in 2006. I remember with Coach Lip and I meeting with Josh that first time and immediately just loved his positive energy and just wanted to be something bigger than himself. Wasn't looking for any promises, he just wanted the opportunity to go to work and earn a position and earn minutes. I think one of the things that anybody who knew Josh and knows Josh knows that he's just got a zeal for life. The back then and still always has a smile on his face and just ready to go to work. One of the things as a teammate and coaches we immediately learned about Josh was he's always a team first guy. It was never about me. He was our best player. We always wanted to get touches around him, and he had confidence in his teammates and coaches that we were going to do that, but he never verbalized it. He just worked harder than everybody else and he earned those opportunities. His personality, sometimes bigger than life. He would walk into a room, whether it was a locker room, whether it was the gym, a classroom, wherever it may be, oftentimes my office, and just absolutely command the room. Just from a heart, from a smile, and from his eyes. He made everyone feel really special, made everyone feel important all the time. Great teammate. I see a few teammates of his here today, and I'm sure they would acknowledge the same thing. Again, to know Josh was to love Josh. He was just everyone's best friend, big brother. For me, he was kind of a little brother, a little bigger than me, but a younger brother that I never really had. Our relationship was pretty special. We always, as coaches, as administrators, professors, you always want those relationships with students that, that without being called into your office, they just show up. Josh was one of those guys. I mean, if it wasn't every day, it was pretty close to every day. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know Coach Lip can say the same thing. I know I can. And there's been others, not a lot, but there's been many a day back during those 2 years where Josh just popped in. Whether it was me, whether it was Sarah, whoever it was, just popped in, wanted to hang out, see how we were doing. Josh was one of those guys that was over at my house quite a bit too. Whether it was whatever, I was barbecuing something, he was in town even after graduation for the weekend, Josh would show up, and that was really special to me. Again, we talk a lot about just relationships here at Bushnell, and Josh was definitely one of those people for me. My kids loved you. Whenever Josh came over, oh goodness, we knew there was lots of hoops going on outside and wrestling on the inside. And so my boys definitely grew up always asking me, when's Josh coming over? I think one of the things too that I really appreciated with Josh was just during times in my office, just having talks. We were talking about basketball, we were talking about life. I know that Josh really started to have a deeper relationship with the Lord and his own personal faith journey while it was there, it really got cemented and matured greatly while he was here at Bushnell with us. And to be a part of that walk of your life was very special to me, Josh. On the court, as the video pointed out, Josh was our leader during our last season competing in the USCAA. This dude battled. Every practice was I started looking at Jordan, and Josh was one of our student assistants, and Andrew and Josh, trust me, it was like WWE sometimes during practice in there. But every day it was just hard work, getting it done, doing what we needed to do. One of the things we quickly learned about Josh, this dude sweat a lot. We quickly learned we need to have another practice jersey or two upstairs for him, because every time he was on the ground, and literally practice got paused for like 2 minutes, having to clean up like Josh. One of the things too about him was very particular of his look. Josh loved to look good. A lot of dudes in college wake up and go. Josh spent a little bit of time in the mirror, made sure everything looked good. He had the fits, he had the shoes, had the hair. Wouldn't say he was a pretty boy or anything, because he was too tough for that. But he was definitely, he was always the last one out of the locker room. Now, when saying that, I remember one particular day. We were doing what we call a tough man drill. Remember this? Where coach, at the time, and me, because I was working with our posts, you roll out a ball. No, actually, you got to take a charge first. You got to take a charge, and then the ball gets rolled out. You got to dive for the ball, come up with the ball, and you got to finish against either another player or coach that's just fouling the heck out of you. Well, Josh goes and dives for the ball. We just got brand new practice jerseys, and apparently there was a lot of ink on the front of it. And he goes and dives on the ground, and his jersey literally stuck to the ground, whipping his head down, and either knocked out or cracked. I can't remember which. Knocked out his front tooth. He finished the drill, but oh my goodness. And again, I go back to Josh wanting to make sure he looked good. But yeah, that took a minute to recover from. We definitely went to the dentist right after, before practice was over. You were on your way to the dentist. Had to take care of that. That first season with Josh, again, made it through to the championship game. We were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Josh just battled. A lot of really good players there. Ended up being a first-team All-American. Played post that year for us, and we knew that his future with us going into that next year as we entered the Cascade Conference. We needed to bulk him up a little bit, and Josh took the challenge. You know, between the coach and I, we were constantly on you about getting lifts in, getting extra lifts in, and eating. And I know that you didn't necessarily want to be as big and strong as you were, but you did it because it's what the team needed. We needed size. We needed a big guy as we were entering the Cascade Conference in the NAIA. Pretty incredible that first season too, qualifying for the conference tournament. That we know, our current team knows how tough it is to qualify for the tournament, let alone that was our first year together. On top of that, the way the schedule was built, we were a lone wolf, known as we were the odd team within our conference, and so we were battling every Friday, Saturday. Our opponent only played on a Saturday. So our opponent only played a Saturday. They didn't have a Friday game. And so to be a big guy and knowing that you're having to work and lean on guys as much as you were, and that guy's fresh and you just did it the night before, again, my hat's off to you. You were our first, entering the NAIA, entering the Cascade Conference, you were our first All-Cascade Conference performer. Like that's something that'll never change. You look on the wall in Hutchins Hall, and the very first name on there is we enter the Cascade Conference with an honor is Josh Jarrett, and that will never be taken away. So that's a pretty cool opportunity. I know the video mentioned you were Male Athlete of the Year as well for the school. After graduation, you ended up going overseas and playing professionally. And it was pretty funny. That next year or 2 years later, you pop in and all of a sudden I got this tall, skinny Josh. The center turned into a guard overseas because that's what they need you to do. And so to know for us, you are a post, and to come back and you're 30 pounds or 40 pounds lighter, and I don't know if you're more athletic, but you're probably able to get up and down the floor a little bit more. As your professional career ended, you got in a couple businesses here and there, and then you started getting into basketball training, which basketball training soon moved him into his current business, JJ Fitness. He does personal training, not sports specific, but fitness, strength, conditioning, agility, athletic movement. He does that today up in the Portland area. If you don't follow Josh on Instagram, JJ Fitness, I'm going to read a couple things and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. He works with a number of different teams currently, teams and schools up in the Portland area, and again, not basketball, all sports. And Josh, his attitude, seeing these videos, and just the energy that he gives these high school kids is the same energy that he gave us back in 2006 through 2008. He's the hardest, even in here, he's the one sweating the most while he's coaching these kids. Josh, the hardest worker in the room. He's got the loudest voice, the loudest hand clapping, and just spreading motivation and pure joy of life through coaching while encouraging, literally, I've seen hundreds of kids that I know you work with, boys and girls, looking to be their best, just as he aspired to be back when he was their age. The pride and that joy that Josh has for kids, and over this past winter break, we were together, came to one of my son's high school basketball games, and just to hear him talk about these kids that he's coaching, and coach, this guy is just starting on his JV team, or this kid's on the varsity, or this kid just signed a college scholarship. Again, I just love that energy, knowing that whoever gets to work with you gets all of you, and that's just awesome, knowing that, again, you're motivating and you're inspiring today's youth, so thank you for doing that. So at this time, I would like to bring up big number 44, Josh Jarrett, to the stage for an induction into the Bushnell Athletics Hall of Fame. Take that one off.
Thanks, Coach. I would still call him Coach even though I'm a grown man now. You know what I mean? Once a coach, always a coach, in my eyes. I've had a lot of coaches in my life. I might get a little emotional because I'm a guy that wears my emotions on my sleeve and already starting to do this, and I haven't said that yet. So I'm just really humbled and grateful to be here. NCU had a huge impact on my life. And I'll get into it, I don't want to ramble too much. But it was a real joy for me to be here when I went to school here. There's a lot of great people here in this university, this community. And I always give credit where credit's due. And I want to give them the full credit for helping me achieve my success and what I did here and what I'm doing now. And it's pretty cool to see some of my teammates here, Jordan, Justin, and Andrew in the crowd today. It's an honor to be here, guys, and see you. So before I get started, though, so when I graduated here, I was a communications major, okay? Or I got a communications major here at the university. And my professor, who's here now, is judging and grading me, okay? So I already have my degree and my BA, so no judgment on that. Please go out wherever you're at. But no, man, I'm very humble and grateful to be here. You guys could be anywhere in the world right now, but you guys chose to be here today. So thank you for being here. I was talking to my wife about this and asked her what I should talk about and everything. And she's like, well, you haven't been back there in quite some time. And I missed the alumni game this last season, or last year, but I came to the alumni game 2 years ago. And it was pretty cool to come to this alumni game, because I haven't been here in a very long time, and for me to participate in that. And walking around, and seeing my name up on the gym up there and all the different awards and accolades that I was able to accomplish here was pretty cool and pretty humbling experience because it wasn't about me. It was always, like Coach said, Corey said, it was always about the team success. And I know if you have team success, those individual accolades will come, you know? And so it was really cool to see my names up on those plaques and on the wall there, knowing I had a huge impact with this sports program here and lifting it up to higher heights. So very, very humbling for me for that. My journey was a very long journey to get here at this point. And I transferred to a lot of different colleges and universities. I played college basketball pretty much up and down the whole West Coast. From starting out at Yakima Valley Community College, where I first played at, transferring down there to San Jose Christian College, to coming back to CBC Community College, then coming back to William Jessup University, then finally finishing up here at Northwest Christian University. And my journey took me a lot of different places in college, but coming here, my last 2 years in 2006 and 2008, I found a home, and I found alumni, and I found my alma mater, right? And I say that with so much pride, and I tell people all the time where I finished up at, and I don't even really mention any of those universities or colleges because those were home for me. This was my home, and these were the people that really helped me launch me into my life and where I'm at now. So I thank you, Northwest Christian University, for giving me that. Bushnell University for giving me that. So that's pretty cool. And I just want to thank all the people and coaches and teachers here, and my relationships here. From Ken Henry being my professor and helped me get my degree, and Doyle as well. It was pretty cool. And Dave Lipp had a huge impact on me, get me here and finish it up in the last 2 years. And Corey Anderson and Sarah and all my teammates here. So this is a place I can call home now. And I never thought in my wildest dreams I would ever be a Hall of Famer. You don't ever set out to be in the Hall of Fame. Kind of just happens and transpires like that. And so this is something that I'll remember forever, the rest of my life, that I can go and give to the kids, my athletes in high school and college guys I train, and hopefully they can be up here one day doing the same thing. So, yeah, which comes me to my next point. What I do now, like Coach said, I'm a strength coach, and I work with a lot of young athletes. And it's kind of come full circle for me working in this field because a lot of kids that I used to train and coach, I've gotten athletic scholarships to come here and play at this university. Guys like Stevie Slaybach, a guy named Dre, and a couple other guys, right? And so it's pretty cool to see it come full circle where I attended and then helping them train and then coming back around. So that brings me a lot of joy and a lot of honor to see them come and do this as well. So, but yeah. And lastly, I just want to thank my father, who's in the crowd tonight, Jim Jarrett. I love you, Dad. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. This man taught me what hard work was. If you never know anything about my father, he is the hardest working man I've ever known in my life. And he taught me an incredible work ethic. Josh, whatever you do, just work. And that work will pay off no matter what. And so, thank you for being your dad. Thank you for being my father. Sorry, guys. I wish my mother was here. I lost my mom 6 months ago. And I looked there a lot. Coach, you knew her, and Dave, you knew her. She didn't miss a home game here at this university. I mean, my dad was driving up here from Portland just now. She and my dad would drive. They live in Tri-Cities, Washington. You guys know where that's at. It's Eastern Washington. And they would make that trek up here every single home game. And they did not miss one home game. That was pretty incredible for you and Mom to do that, Dad. And I thank you for being here and supporting me through my career and everything I went through. And I know she's looking for me right now from above in heaven. And she's so proud. And so I just want to thank you, Dad, for giving me that. And next, I want to thank my beautiful wife, Melania, who's in the crowd right now, because I just got married this year as well. It's been an incredible year, and now being indicted to the Hall of Fame. Oh my gosh, okay. So, yeah, it's been a wild year, man. But I just got married, and we're newlyweds. I've been married a little over 9 months now, and she's getting to know me and who I am and more about my sport. And she didn't really see me play in my career, but she's seeing me now and the fruits of my labor. And I just love you so much, baby. I'm looking forward to continue to grow this exciting life with you, and thank you for being here, baby. And lastly, I just want to thank you, Corey Anderson, for being in my life and doing what you did for me, because you guys know anything about Corey. I love this man so much. When I came here to Northwest Christian, I'll finish up on Brandon. You guys at Northwest Christian gave me a second chance. I've done a lot of stupid things that were self-inflicted in my journey, in my career, that I'm not proud of. But when I came here, you guys allowed me to have a second chance. And I'm so very grateful for that. And I'm grateful for you for giving me that, Coach. And yeah, I will forever be grateful for that, right? So, and all the teachers and everybody else. So, thank you so much.